Hello and welcome to the new video. In last video I explained the user interface of ServiceNow platform, which includes UI navigation, ways to interact, core UI components, common UI components and branding overview. In this video I will explain the roles and rights management, which includes what is user groups, roles, user group and role mapping, use and user access management. So let's start with the users. In ServiceNow, a user is a someone who logs into the platform. Each user has a profile stored in the user table containing details like their name, username, password, and email. User in ServiceNow are given specific roles and access levels based on their job duties. For instance, some users can only submit requests while other can manage configurations. It's essential for anyone using ServiceNow to have a user profile. Unique details like usernames and emails helps to identify one user and prevent duplication. So let's open my developer instance to navigate user table and create a new user. To navigate to the user table, we type user admin. Under the user admin, this is the user module. Once I click on it, then the user table is opened. This the name of the table is users and the backend name of table is sys underscore user. This table contains the records of all the users which are in my instance, are in ServiceNow, you can say. So to create a new user, you just click on this new button, and these are the form of user is open, and here you can type the user ID, first name, last name, title, department, and all these fields are available here to add a new user. For example, we create a new user like uh, demo.user, and then first name demo and last name demo user. Then if we want to give any title, then type here, then department. So and email field, to type the email of that user, language, calendar integration, time zone, date format, business phone number and mobile phone, and photo. These all are the fields available to add a new user. So we fill the basic information and then click on the save. Once we save the record, then it shows the related list, which includes roles, groups, delegates, skills, subscription. So the roles and groups, all these things we discuss later in the video, that what are roles, what are groups. Now this user is created. We can also set the password for this user. For example, to set the password, I click on the set password and then generate, then I copy the password and save password. The password is created. So let's try to log in by this user and this user ID. At this time I'm logging with my ID like system admin. Now we will try to log in with this user. So first we log out from this, then this window open, then demo dot user, and then paste the password which we copied. So it's worked. Now you can create the new password here. So type the current password and create the new password. So I created the new password, then click on the submit. Now you can see that I'm logged into ServiceNow with this new user profile, like demo user, which I recently created. But this user have limited access, like it can access only limited modules like self-service and employee center, and this limited because he don't have roles or access to the other modules and anything else. So in this way we can create a user. So let's move to the presentation. The next is groups. Basically, a group in ServiceNow refers to the collection of users who shares a common objective or purpose. These groups collaborate to accomplish various tasks such as approving change requests, resolving incidents, or managing work order tasks. Utilizing groups offers an efficient method of assigning roles to multiple users simultaneously. Instead of individually assigning roles to each user, roles are assigned to group, streamlining the process. Member of group inherit all the roles assigned to that group, facilitating consistent access and permission across the team. Groups in ServiceNow are identifiable by information such as their name, manager, and group members. This information helps in organizing and managing groups uh, effectively within the platform. So let's navigate to the groups module. Uh, Let me open my developer instance. So this is my developer instance. To navigate to the group table, simply type user admin, and under user admin this is the group module. Once I open it, then it shows all the groups which are in ServiceNow. This is the name of the group, and the backend name of group is sys underscore user underscore group. So these all are the groups. To create a new group, we simply click on the new button and simply add name of group like demo group, and then if we want to add any manager, we can add from here a description of the group email and parent. If we add the parent, then this group is the child group of that parent group. Like if I click on this, then it shows all the other groups which are already in the service now. So I can select any one of the group which act as the parent group of this group which I am creating. So let's save this record. Now the group is created. So there is no role assigned to this group, and no group member is added in this group, and no child groups are included for this. So uh, in this way we can create a group. So let's move to the next. The next thing is roles. Roles control access to the features and capabilities in applications and modules. The admin roles provide access to all features and capabilities. After access has been granted to a role, all the groups or users assigned to the role are granted the access. Role can contain other roles, and any access granted to a role is granted to any role that contains it. So let's navigate to the roles module on my personal developer instance. The role module is also under the user admin. Once I click on the roles, then the table is open which contains all the roles, and these are, you can say that, baseline roles which are created by ServiceNow by default. So we can also create the new roles from here, and the backend name of this table is sys underscore user underscore role. So to create a new role, we just click on this new button, and then demo name of the role requires subscription, description, and elevated privilege. We'll talk later on this elevated privilege. Simply save this. Then the role is also created. You can also add different roles, and different options are available in the related list, like application with the role, modules with the role subscription, attribute, custom table, and subscribed users. So uh, if we simply create a role, it does not provide any access to any user, because we are simply creating a role. We are not configure it for any module or any table or anything. That's why you can say it's just a dummy role. So in this way we also create the roles. So the next is user group and role mapping. So basically we can look into that how can we assign a role to the user. So to assign a role to the user, for example, we created the user like demo this user. So we can simply come to the related list and assign the role to, for example, we assign the admin role to this user and click on the save button. Then you can see adding role, these roles are added to this users, and these all are the inherited roles of admin roles. We simply added a admin role, but these are the inherited roles of admin. That's why uh, it's almost 103 roles are added to the this user. So in this way we can add the roles to the users. Then there is the relationship between users and role table. For example, we can open this. So you can see that this is the table which whose name is user role, and the backend name of table is sys user has role. So this makes a relation between user and roles and contains the records of that specific user and the roles assigned to that user, like demo user role admin, demo user role admin. So in this way this table creates a link between the user and the role. For example, we can simply add any user and assign any role from here to that user. So this table create a link between user and role. So similarly we can see that how we can assign a role to the group. So let's see, we have created the group. So we have recently created this group. This has no roles, no group members. So we can simply add the roles by uh, going into the related list and click on the edit. Then we can simply add the roles from, well, for example, we can add the admin role. So the admin role is assigned to this group. So the next thing is, so what is the link between group and role table? There is another table which contain the relationship between, or you can say the mapping between the group table and role table, which creates a group and role mapping. To see this up, okay. So this is the table. His name is group roles, and the backend name of this table is sys group has role. So this table contains the name of the group and the role granted to the, yeah, assigned to that group. So this group makes a relation between group and the roles assigned to that group. If we want to add the new role to the group, we can simply add from here also. We can select the group name and then simply assign the role. So this is the relation between the group and role. So the next is how we can add a user to the group. We have created the group, we have created the user, and then we can we have assigned the role to the group. Then now we can add the member. To adding a member, click on the edit button, and this is the list of all the users which are available in our instance. For example, add the users which we just created, like this demo user. Click on this and then click on the save button. Then this role is this member is added to this group. Now the member who added in this group has also has the admin role. Now we can see the relationship between group and member. To see this, we can open this new tab. So this is the table which is known as group members, and the backend name of table is sys user group member. So this table contains the information of group and the user, and we can see that this explain the that which user is added in which group. We can simply edit the new user, like for example we can select the group from here and then we can select the user and click on the submit, then the new user is added to the group. So these are the relation between the user and group table, user and role table, and group and role table. So let's move to the last, user access management. So in user access management we have inherited roles, impersonate a user, and elevated roles. So first we talk about the inherited roles. Inherited roles in ServiceNow refer to the permission and access rights that user receives automatically based on their membership in the groups or their possession of certain roles. Instead of explicitly assigning permission to the each user, ServiceNow allows a user to inherit permission from groups they belong to or from roles they possess. This simplifies access management by granting user access to resource, features and capabilities without the need for individual permission assignments. So this is inherited role. Now we talk about the impersonation. In ServiceNow, impersonation refers to the ability for certain user, typically administrators or those with elevated privileges, to temporarily assume the identity of another user within the system. This feature is often used for troubleshooting, testing, or providing user support. And the last is elevate role. Elevated privileges roles requires you to manually accept the responsibility of using the role before you can access the features of the role. By default, you don't have elevated privileges uh, roles upon login. You must manually elevate to the privilege of the role. An elevated privilege role lasts only for the duration of your user session. Session timeout or logout remove the role. So let's navigate or let's see on my developer instance that what are inherited roles, impersonate a user and elevated role. So we check the user which we created, like if we open this user, then this user has no role. But if I assign the admin role, I have only added a single role, admin role, and click on the save button. Then you can see 103 roles are added. I simply added the admin role, but 103 roles are added. This is because these all roles, other roles are inherited with this admin role. So this is the inherited role. This also works in the groups and other scenarios. So the other thing is impersonation. So impersonate user, as I explained the impersonation, so you can impersonate any user, like created demo user, can impersonate that user for the testing purpose and troubleshooting. So now I impersonate as a demo user. So this is the impersonation. And if we talk about the elevate roles, then we can switch to the elevate role by clicking on this elevate, and we have system admin role which is used for configuring the ACLs. And then if we check that checkbox and update, then we are elevated to security admin role. So in this way impersonation elevate role works. So this is all I have about the roles and rights management. So before I wrap up, let's quickly review that what I have covered in this session. I explored what is user, groups, roles, users and role mapping, and user access management. So that's all for this session. In my upcoming video I will cover the list and filter. So that's all for now. Thank you.